And in recent months, horse DNA was found in what was supposed to be beef products.
This is what's most controversial. Every year, thousands of live horses are fresh, raw horse meat.
You question everything about yourself. Are you really making an impact? Are you really helping animals?
Every wonderful thing that has happened, every horrible thing that has happened, it started with one person.
All it takes is one person, and then another, and another, and another.
We're not doing this for us. We're doing it for them. The truth, it's about the horses. I'm a strong believer that one person can make a difference. Together, we can make a change.
Today is the first day of boot camp and the organizations are almost here and I'm so excited to see them all again. This is so exciting. It's awesome. I'm really excited that they're here. It's going to be an amazing week. That's so interesting. They're in the pattern that we went and visited them in. So first we went to Utah, then we went to Pennsylvania, and then we went in Texas. And that's the pattern that they drove in.
Are you excited?
Super excited.
I'm really excited. I'm kind of nervous. I'm hoping we get to learn, you know, again, have some, I don't know, necessarily classroom time, but just see how they do things compared to how we do things.
You think we're gonna dig in a hay pile?
That'd be fun.
I hope so.
Also, yeah, seeing how their adoptions work, seeing how they get adoptions, like marketing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have like a mucking challenge or something.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Welcome to Bootcamp 2023. We are so happy you guys are here.
Really excited. This has been an amazing journey that we've taken with you all, and there were so many organizations, but we narrowed it down to you all because you do fantastic work, and we're really excited to have boot camp with you all, and we'll be doing a lot of different activities. Some will be fun, some won't be. And at the end of this, one of your organizations, you know, here will be walking away with a $15,000 grant.
But more importantly, we're gonna be saving horses.
We're gonna be saving a lot of horses, and helping a lot of horses. So we're just so thrilled to have you here. I wish all the organizations could be here that were at the workshop, but we know that's not possible. But we're so grateful that each and every one of you are here, and boot camp this year is gonna be amazing.
So give yourselves a hand. There was 19 organizations, you're in the top 3.
Woo! Good job, guys. Since joining the Full Circle of Life horse shelter philosophy, our experience has been, I would say, great. It's been very educational, it's been very eye-opening, and I kind of keep saying it just relights our passion for it.
We have learned a lot. We've learned a lot of things we wouldn't have known otherwise, a lot of questions to be asked, a lot of friends made, a lot of other rescues that we are able to work with, And we've been able to start a lot of programs and grow our donations and our following quite a bit through this program.
Our experience being a Full Circle of Life horse shelter has been really incredible. We have learned so much from our mentorship with Horse Plus and all of the other organizations. And we've implemented some wonderful new tools and new philosophies into our shelter.
Today we have an adoption event happening. So our focus today is going to be on adoption. So things to be thinking about while you're watching the adoptions is asking us questions about how adoptions are done, paperwork on adoptions. Adoption events are a great way of getting a lot of people into your organization to look at horses and find those right homes. Now, everyone coming in today has been pre-screened, and it's our trainers and adoption people's jobs to find the right horses for the people. So there'll just be things happening through the day. So it's gonna be awesome. But feel free to ask questions along the way. You know, KT's here, ask her questions. When Carrie gets here, ask her questions. And same when Cindy from Ponytails gets here. Like, these folks have been here for a while doing this, and they're the veterans to ask, you know, what's it like? And they won before, so definitely pick their brain because they're very amazing organizations.
What did we think of our episode? It was hard to watch, but I loved it.
I did too. I've known Allure for a very long time. Our relationship started with at the time it was a 2-year-old Percheron who needed some behavioral issues, and I found her from training. He's now 10. I've known her story the whole time, and I still ended up in tears. So it was very personable to us.
How did you market your adoption event?
We have so many people wanting to adopt right now that basically, you know, we only have so many appointments for today, and we said, okay, we're doing an adoption event. We know you want to adopt. Can we get you on the schedule? Okay. So we didn't even have to advertise this as an adoption event. It was all just people who had previously contacted us. Their applications are on file, and they're excited to adopt.
Production team here is absolutely so talented.
Very talented.
Very, very talented. I really feel that they captured the essence of our organization and exactly what we wanted to show the viewers and our donors and potential supporters exactly what we are. We're just a very small, intimate little organization that really cares a lot about horses.
Definitely.
What did you think?
I think it was great. I did, and I got to see my daddy on there, my little bear that you made me. It was so awesome. That means a lot to me.
So you said that you pre-screened everybody that's coming. What's the process for the pre-screening?
We found it's very crucial to approve someone for an appointment to come look at the horses. They're not approved to adopt a horse until we find that horse and we feel it's the right match. That way, if we have somebody come to our facility and we're like, this is a bad situation, they might have looked great on paper, but they're not the right match, we just, you know, we're not approved to adopt a horse. That way they're not here and be like, you already approved me to adopt a horse, and it just kind of avoids some of that situations.
Really? Our kids really loved it, yeah. They were glad that they were in it. So.
I cried. Yeah, you did an amazing job.
You guys did really
putting
good.
That together. It really highlighted what we do, and it gave Gunnar and I an outsider's look at what our organization looks like. I mean, we see it every day. It's like, sometimes you get lost in the day-to-day grind and you don't really take a step back to appreciate it. So yeah, since the episode, or not since the episode, but the episode was wonderful.
Yeah, you guys made us look really good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
On into the office and check in with Caitlin, and you guys can learn all about the adoption approval process.
If there was an organization that came to us who wanted to be part of the Full Circle Horse Shelter Network, we would absolutely encourage them to do so. Overall, just being able to help more animals, being able to do it better, and also making it easier on whoever's operating the organization.
It's not turning horses away, it's helping the horses that need help the most, and that is what matters.
It really is a beginning to end process for every horse, and it reduces suffering of horses that are having a really difficult time medically and physically, and it also reduces the amount of horses that are brought into the slaughter pipeline.
When you're doing an adoption event or just adoptions in general, you want to make the adoption process as easy as possible. There are organizations out there, and a veterinarian applies that's totally qualified to take care of an animal, and on paper the veterinarian gets denied. And it happens all the time in the small animal world. Rescues a lot of times make adoption so complicated, people are like, I don't even want to go there. Like, I want a horse. It's way easier to talk to the horse trader and go get a horse than to go through all the loops that an organizations are wanting us to go through. So obviously we have to do some screening. We want to make sure that folks are finding, us, and we make the process easy. But we want to ask questions where it's not like so many questions that the adopters are like looking at the application and be like, I'm going to go somewhere else. Part of our job of being within the Full Circle of Life Horse Shelter Network is making sure that we're making adoptions where people feel good about adopting and they don't feel like that was a terrible amount of work I had to do just to even get approved. We have a set adoption fee schedule, so horses are $650. We do events where we do waive the fees. So like this event we're doing now, the adoption fees are waived. They're welcome to do a donation, but these are folks that had submitted their application, they wanted to adopt. So it's just a matter of getting them in and trying to find the right match for them. So we're not charging for adoption fees today. So we ask those questions and get a feel for the person in person. And that's why they're approved for an appointment. So they come for the appointment, and then we can fill them out. And at any time we're like, this isn't gonna work, then we can just say, we don't feel like you're the right match for this horse. So it kind of, you're approved for appointment, come meet the horses. And it's fine to approve them, have them come and not find the right horse, but build that relationship with them. Hey, we didn't have anything here today, but we're so glad you came out, and follow our website and cultivate them as donors and then adopters. Caitlin does our adoption applications, so I'm gonna let her kind of explain to you all what that looks like and kind of what the process is. And one thing to always think in mind when the application hits your file, do it as fast as you can. Have a volunteer that's in charge of doing applications. You don't want to have somebody submit an application and a month later you're getting to it and then you're wondering why they found another horse or why they're frustrated at rescues.
When someone finds an animal that they're interested in, they go to our website. It's super simple, very straightforward, and it'll come to us through Shelter Love. So once it hits my desk, there are a few things that I do. It's very simple. I will do like a background check, a very simple one. I will call their references, so a personal reference, a vet reference, and a farrier reference. And if all the references are good, I will look at photos of their property. I'm looking at fencing, shelters that they have, and if they've adopted from us previously, I want to see those horses. I want to make sure that they're nice and healthy and fat and their feet look good. Once all their references have been called and everything looks good, I will approve their application. I'll either do it through sending them an email or calling them to let them know that they've been approved for an appointment with us, not to adopt per se, but to come look at our horses, look at what we have, because you never know who your horse is or your donkey is until you meet them. You need that connection.
So for your adoptions, do you require that the adopters have owned horses in the past, or do you approve new horse owners?
We will approve new horse owners for an appointment to come look at a horse. A lot of times those horses that they're interested in are way more advanced than they are, but showing them why the horse is not the best match for them. And if you have that beginner safe horse, then showing them that horse and explaining why. Now, rescues get a lot of older horses that are excellent first-time horses, beginner horses, as long as the adopters know about the challenges of an older senior horse. We also tell them, this is a great older horse. You're welcome, if we feel like it's a good match and they're doing really good with that horse, we know that this horse is older, but we're here to help you with that horse when that time comes. The thing with, adopting an older senior horse out to a new home is we need to make sure that horse is healthy and happy. Like, the last thing you want to do is adopt an older horse that has medical conditions, that's already on its way out medically, and they get attached to it, their kids get attached to them, And 3 months later, the horse is gone and they've had a horrible horse experience. But adopting out a healthy older senior horse and being like, we're here. When the time comes, we'll walk you through everything, and if the horse needs to come back with us, we're here for that horse and you.
So we don't usually adopt to new horse owners unless they're taking lessons with us through our education program, and we go over it from beginning to end with them. So we teach them, everything the horse would need to eat, how to contact farrier, who the vets in the areas are. But we've been really hesitant to adopt to new horse owners just because a lot of them come to us because they're like, oh, the horses are, they're really cheap. And to us, it's like, well, buying the horse is the easy part. It's the lesser of the financial responsibilities. So that's probably something we'll consider doing a little bit more, but being able to educate them more as they adopt them out. We do require all of our horses or all of our adopters or potential adopters to come meet the horses, and we say no all the time. It just, I don't think this is a good fit for you or the horse, but we'll keep you on our adoption list and let you know if we have anything.
Mm-hmm. You guys really have it going on because you have that education program at your facility, so you're not trying to direct them to somebody else possibly that can train them. You're like, just come take some lessons, learn about horsemanship, and then adopt a horse. So that's really great.
It's been very beneficial for both the horses and the owners, because if we can set them up for a successful adoption and they have all the right steps to follow from adopting to, a couple years hopefully, when the horse does need to be euthanized, they have, all the right material and foundation to have a successful animal adopted.
Your program is set up really amazing, but not every organization has the ability to have a training, lesson program like you all do. So that's why it's really good to have contacts within your own networks of like, hey, these are a really good trainer. This is a great lesson program. Check them out on paper, make sure they don't have outstanding vet bills and they're not on animal controls list and all these things. But once they get here, have that one-on-one time with them to figure out, does this feel right for this animal? Looks like the first appointment is here. So what we're going to be doing is shadowing this adoption appointment. So when they come into the office, we'll just all be in the gift shop area and kind of watch the process. If you have questions, I'll try to be around for answering those questions for you. And we'll just kind of follow some of these adoption appointments through the day and really focus today on adoptions, because we're out there rescuing horses and bringing them into the shelter. If we're not able to adopt out the horses and find the right people, that makes our job even more challenging. This adopter got here late, so the appointment time is kind of scrunched. We're gonna treat her really nice. Even though an adopter might show up late, you just have to stick to your schedule. Sometimes things happen, sometimes they're late just because they're late. So she's just filling out the liability release and all that. One thing that's important when you're doing an adoption event, if you should already have their application on file before they have the appointment. They're showing their ID. We ask for their ID during the adoption application process. We want to make sure like they are who they say they are, because sometimes people come and they're not who they say they are. So that's one reason we ask for ID on check-in, along with the filming release and liability release. I will say, from going to all the different organizations this year, there was only one that as soon as we got there, hauled us over and said, all right, here's the liability. You need to fill it out. So that's something to all think about. Doesn't matter who the person is, when they get there, have them fill out that liability filming release.
My husband, I rode a little bit, in my youth. My husband never really rode, but we're looking for something for the family, kind of young. We want a real young horse so like they can learn together, right? And learn and grow together.
Well, we got a couple horses to show you.
Yeah.
We'll just put you in there with them and kind of see how you guys click.
Sure.
So this is Phoenix. We do have a halter in here for you.
Okay.
He is really good about a lot of things. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a step back. His halter's right there. If you wanna go ahead and get him haltered.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the saddle here too, if you want to saddle him up and just kind of see how you like him.
All right.
So do you have any questions about Phoenix?
How does the white affect him as far as?
It doesn't really affect him besides, he's a little muddy. I'm sure over time it'll be something you'll have to keep an eye on just for...
I meant more like sun. Does he get, do we have to put...
Lyric, what do you think?
Sunscreen, some UV protection. You can get blankets and masks that have UV protection in them.
Like a winter blanket?
Not a winter blanket. So they've got like summer fly sheets that have UV protection
in them.
And so it's still got all that airflow, but it will protect him from the sun.
I think you got it inside out there.
I have it inside out?
I think so, yeah. Oh, nope, it's just upside down here. Let me help you out. So, do you know how to saddle a horse?
Yeah, absolutely.
Rope halter?
Yeah, they can.
I've never used a rope halter.
All right, here you go. Go ahead and just get this all organized, and we got the saddle right over there. And you could just kind of throw that rope over the rail there too, and he should stand there.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and stop the appointment. I don't think that we have a good horse for you right now.
Okay.
But if you keep an eye on our page, we could probably find something that's a little bit more easygoing, and we might be able to work with you a little bit on everything with the horse, okay?
Okay.
All right. Should I reveal it?
So what happened there? Why did he stop the adoption appointment?
So I did see a few things. When I brought her down here, I asked her a couple questions, kind of what her experience with horses, and she's like, oh, I don't have much experience. I rode when I was younger. My husband's never had any experience with horses, and I just kind of want to get something young so they can learn together. That was the first red flag I saw there. The second red flag when we got over here, she said, oh, all I do is train with treats. Second red flag. She didn't have the lead rope organized with the halter. When she was going up to the horse, she was being very abrupt and very fast with her movements towards the horse. And then she had difficulty with the rope halter, which is another red flag. And then as soon as I handed her the lead rope, the first thing she did was wrap her hands up.
So I didn't see that. What I saw was when she tried to catch the horse, she said, instead of just saying, whoa, you clucked and pushed the horse off of you. And I was like, why is she clucking to push the horse off of her when she should have just said, whoa? Which, I mean, I guess some people do that to get the horse moving, and then, sometimes they call it. I was just about.
But there was a lot wrong with that adoption appointment. Darby really does know what she's doing. I've had her out here several times, and she's adopted several horses from us.
The saddle pad was like,
Yeah, that was the end of it. Like once I saw something really bad, I was like, okay, we're gonna have to stop.
I was just trying to look at it too long.
And you might not be able to have like the same, this was a stage thing for y'all.
Okay, I was concerned for a second, and I came over here and was like, was this staged? Because I was about to be amazed, yeah.
Okay, this was a stage thing for you all. So when you see red flags, we have a time restraint today that we wouldn't have just been like, we're gonna stop the appointment now. It would have been like, I really don't feel like this is the best horse for you in your current experience. And then maybe show the reasons why that horse from the trainer perspective isn't the best horse, but in the future, we have your information, watch our Facebook page. Try to have them have a good experience, because when you end the adoption, especially if they're approved for that horse, they feel like you have just said they're a terrible person. Be really nice with them, just know that, this isn't the right horse.
We got time for two.
Yeah, absolutely. I could bring Mary in real quick.
She had a heel bulb injury. We've done several surgeries on it. It's been removed. She doesn't like to have her leg messed with, but that's because it's been messed with so much here, and it was sensitive. Todd, you remember Todd. Todd has worked her and rode her around, and she's been great for Todd. She's not a super tall horse, but she's an awesome-minded little horse.
And I have been messing with her on her back feet where she is a little more sensitive. I've only done it maybe 2 or 3 times, and she has gotten a lot better with it.
Yeah, she just needs a little.
She picks up her feet just fine. She might try the one that she had the surgery on, she tries to take it away a little bit, but she doesn't try to do anything malicious.
You don't think it'll have any kind of long-term, because we're looking to trail ride quite a bit.
You will need to keep shoes on her.
That's fine, but I meant as far as lameness goes.
We haven't really noticed too much. The only time we did is she had a bunch of rocks kind of stuck in there.
Okay.
So
All right.
Definitely recommend putting pads in so she doesn't get those rocks stuck in her.
I know.
So it was very interesting watching, and they were like, "What's going on?" And that you can see their antennas going on. That this is adoptions. This person's not what they say they are, and stuff. So it's just nice to throw some scenarios at them so they can see. They might encounter it, and probably will in the real world.
Would you care to try to move her out a little bit?
Yeah.
I know you did just a touch, but.
Oh, you're gonna avoid that area. Come on. That foot might be hurting too.
That's my concern.
Yeah, it's completely up to you. If you want to just keep your eyes peeled on our page, we might have something that'll be more ready in the future.
Yeah, she's awfully cute, but I did promise my husband, unless it was just absolutely perfect, we were gonna.
I understand.
Keep looking. Today's not the day, but.
I understand. Well, we'll definitely keep our eyes open for you.
Yeah.
We already have your application on file too.
Yeah.
So if we get that horse in, that's 16 hands,
We're
looks
all
great.
about some drafts. We've had drafts. I was super interested in Bess and putting, as a 2-year-old, but of course the
red nose didn't help with that. Yeah.
What are your thoughts about going to a rescue, not finding that horse? Do you feel like it's a failure, or I
can make a horse work. A lot of people can't, and they try to make it fit because it's an adoption event or it's a smaller adoption fee, and they try to make it work and make it fit. And I feel like those horses are the ones that come back. They don't get to stay in those homes. So one thing that I would say to your potential adopters is don't make it work. Make sure that it's the right fit for you. And if you're looking at getting a younger horse that you're willing to send straight off to a trainer, then that's one thing. But if they're gonna sit and say, oh yeah, I can do this and I can do that and I can do this and I can do that, and they realistically don't have the time. I've trained for the public before, but I've since stopped because I have a baby and I have a 3-year-old and I have my own horses. I have a colt. I decided that I didn't have to and I didn't want to do that anymore because it wasn't good for the horses. It wasn't good for me. So I've since started referring out, and I don't feel like it's a failure that, Mary wasn't a good fit. I think she's a tremendous horse and I like Phoenix too, but I'm looking for something just so, and I'm not in a hurry to find it. So.
And Darby has helped us with adoption events and everything in the past, and she's been great. And that's why I was like, okay, let's do a phony adoption appointment for you all. But it's okay that an adopter goes home without adopting, like a potential adopter. It's kind of like if you think of if you were looking for a car, you might go to a lot of different places before you go get your car. And it's the same with somebody looking for a horse. Bring them in. If they find that heart horse right off the bat, that's great. But it's okay to let them come out, learn about your organization, build relationships within that organization, and then, with that adopter, and then, hey, keep an eye on our website. We so enjoyed having you here today. And it's okay that they go home with nothing.
Last time I came, I was looking for something pretty similar. I had just lost a horse and I was kind of in a bad place trying to replace him. So I came kind of looking for something like that, and I ended up leaving with a 13-hand pony that's full of Spitfire, and you never know. It just works out that way sometimes. So
and that's a great point, because sometimes it's like, we don't have anything for these folks, so let's not even have them come out. It's going to be a waste of time. You can have them come out, show them the animal that they're interested in, explain why that animal's not a good fit, and then show them this adorable donkey that just loves snuggles. And they can adopt something else. So just because in your mind and the adopter's mind it's not working, it's okay to have them come out, show them the horse that they're interested in, but then also show them some other animals and let them fall in love with something. You never know. Getting the adopter to your facility is amazing, wonderful. If they don't adopt, that's okay. They know about your organization now. You saw a little scenario that, from your faces, I could be like, what on earth, this adoption, this is terrible. But you can run in and meet situations that you don't know going into it. When you're getting people's information on paper, it can look great. In person, you can learn a whole bunch more things. So there can be the ignorant side when somebody's coming to adopt, but then there can also be, I'm an experienced horse person, and I know what I'm doing, and let me handle this horse. So Corey's gonna tell you about a situation that happened here. It was dangerous, and we don't want adopters to go away getting kicked or trampled or anything like that. So it's your property, it's your facility, it's your organization's name. It's better to say, we're gonna step away from this adoption right now, we're not feeling comfortable, and have somebody upset at your organization than have them in a hospital getting ready to sue you.
So a few months ago, we did have a situation where something like that happened. We had a meal that was being shown. It was chili, and the adopter was in there, and Kimberly was actually handling that appointment. I think I was gone that day. She told Kimberly that she was an experienced horse person. She went in there, and she was not as experienced as she let on. Kimberly saw it pretty quickly and saw that she was getting a situation that could have been dangerous, and decided to call the adoption appointment. Then the lady actually did not listen though, and kept trying to go, and Kimberly had to step in between her and the animal. So you just kind of got to use your best judgment with these things.
Filming and visitor and liability agreement, when people come here, there's a part that says you're gonna follow the rules. And that's if somebody's not following your rules, start filming it, because if they get hurt and you're like, don't do this, and it does end up in a courtroom because they're suing you because the horse kicked them, and you're on there being like, no, this isn't safe, you need to step away. I mean, if you have to and they're being super belligerent, call law enforcement and tell them that you have somebody at your property and you've asked them to leave, they're not leaving, and just film it all. Filming can be your best witness. If the horse doesn't work out for you, bring it back. It's not a failure on them if the horse doesn't work out. And that's something to really, let adopters know, because if adopters are coming into a situation, they're like, this horse isn't working out for me, and they get upset, like, are they gonna say I'm a bad person and stuff? So that's something like we majorly stress. Like there was one horse that came back and, its hooves were a little bit long, but when it left here, it didn't like picking up its feet. So, even if it's, missed a trimming, like they brought it back to you, they did the right thing.
We have that policy too, but we have a time frame for specific purposes. For instance, we had a gelding who was diagnosed blind.
He was half blind. And she said, well, when he goes completely blind, can I return him? And I just told her I'd rather just not adopt him to you. I just didn't feel that it was a safe scenario for him to go to a situation knowing that he could go fully blind, he knows where he's at, and then to have to be moved when he's fully blind. I didn't feel that was fair for the horse. I'd rather wait for the perfect home and know that he's there completely for the rest of his life. It was kind of that horse's specific situation, not necessarily a return.
She did end up taking him.
She did.
And we made like a specific clause in there that under, the medical information and that kind of concept, that you were aware of this according to the adoption, and we had discussed this and kind of summarized it.
And she is actually planning on taking him to New Bolton. She's gonna get surgery on his eyes, and she's prepared for his
vet bills and everything, and that's right. So it turned out to be a good thing, but in case a situation like that, have you ever had that happen?
At Horse Plus, we don't have a time limit of when they can come back. We always encourage people, regardless of how long they've had the animal, if they feel they can't provide the right care for that animal, the animal can come back. Now, in a situation where the horse is going blind and you have concerns, I would take it by a case-by-case basis. Okay. But if she's adopters sometimes are just asking questions to fill out what are all their options. Okay. So they might ask a question that could put you on when it was just a question. Yeah. So, anytime I would want a horse to come back. Like if somebody adopted a horse and say it was going blind, sometimes blind horses are perfectly fine and happy and they transition really well. Sometimes they go blind and they are scared to death, and you just don't know. So just because a horse is blind doesn't mean it needs humane euthanasia or something, or it can't be adopted. It's just every case is a case by case. They're individuals. You have to look at what's best for that horse. Like I'd rather a 25-year-old horse get adopted in the spring by somebody, it's like, I can give this horse one good last summer. That's great. Adopt that horse, love that horse, give it the best summer you can, and then bring it back before winter comes when it's gonna be suffering from arthritis.
And then she thought about it for a while, and she got back to me and was like, we want him. And she's loved him. Like,
yeah.
It's her heart horse now, so.
I think it's very easy. Like, we rescue these animals from horrible situations. It's very easy for us to start looking at the world very negatively and that everyone's bad. Most adopters are good people. Most adopters want the best for the animal. They might ask questions that put us on edge, but that's where we just have to have more of a conversation. And that's where over the phone, I don't like to make decisions on whether or not they for sure can adopt this horse or not when they come out here. So like the adoption you just watched, you saw how one way a person could be, and then the other way she knew what she was doing. So, you don't know that until you see them in person.
So you guys are interested in more retirement horses?
Yeah.
Okay.
We built this barn. I have a horse. He needs friends.
Yeah.
And, and I'm old. So I don't want somebody real young. Because even though we do have set up trusts for all the horses.
Yeah. So are you looking for something that you could still ride or more companion?
I was hoping to be honest with you, I was hoping to get a draft.
We don't have any down here right now, unfortunately. We do have an older horse. Her name is Wisteria. She's an Arabian. She's 25, but she is completely broke to ride. She's one that you could honestly take your kids out on, throw them on. Any kid, you can probably throw them on that horse and she'll be just fine.
Sounds perfect.
All right, cool. Well, we'll go ahead and grab her out. This is actually her right here. So Wisteria is actually out in that field right there. So I'm gonna grab a halter and then we'll go out and get her caught. So she's been pastured with those other 4 horses for the last 20 years. And she's the one that gets taken out the most, so whenever she gets taken out, the other ones kind of go a little nuts there. But this is Wisteria.
Hi, Wisteria.
Been calling her Wiz for short.
She's pretty. The flies like you.
Yeah, we'll get some fly spray on her since she's up here. That's why she's got those boots on too, that keep the flies off her legs.
How you doing? Does she have any medical issues or?
Not really. We think that she's had some allergy from some of the hay that we got a couple months ago. So, but that's about it. That's at least what the vet said that took a look at her. But we could bring her over to the round pen, we'll get some fly spray on her, and I'll let you handle her a little bit from there. Okay. All right, and you can come on in if you'd like, both of you. I'll let you go ahead.
Okay, let's see how she does. Well, let's go this way. Yeah, you're a good girl. I love her.
You love her?
I love her.
Is she someone or a horse that you'd be interested in taking home? Yeah? Did you want to look at anything else before deciding, or? Nope, that's it, huh?
Yeah.
We could tell you exactly what we've been feeding her with the hay. So if you're gonna do the Timothy hay, that'd be great. It'd be better for her. It's not the fescue that we feed. So she'd be getting away from the allergies, but also the grain that we feed her too, so you guys can keep up on that.
Okay.
We have a new thing where you actually get to go and ring that bell over there, and then we'll take you in the office and we'll get all the paperwork taken care of. All right. Wait for her to get her ears forward. And we'll use that one. That'll work. She's looking right at you guys. All right, I'll go ahead and get her tied up.
Now she's got to get home.
We call the barn the Taj Mahal.
All right. Well,
because it's all about the barn.
That will.
It's all about the horses.
Yes. Awesome. Well, we'll post your adoption photo on our Facebook page, so you can take it and share it off of there, and and all that. So.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna head over to the bell.
All right, let's go ring that bell. You guys are actually the first people to ring the bell for the adoptions.
So any questions on the last adoption? All right. Awesome. Well, let's head into the office and we can observe the office part.
We are waiving adoption fees. So you don't have to pay nothing.
Or I can give you a donation.
Definitely accept them.
Okay. You want to get my purse?
Thank you. Woo! And that's when you have the conversation with somebody and like, you know, it costs about $1,000 to rescue a horse. Like you can do these free events, you explain to the people and they're like, okay.
I was pretty much planning on doing that any day if I came to a different day.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So just because it's a free event don't take it as like this is gonna be a financial hardship on our organization. And then the contract's going through Shelter Love, so it's texted and hopefully y'all are using Shelter Love. So it's easy to get adoptions like that.
Well, congratulations to you both. You now own Wisteria.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you. We're excited.
They're doing an interview outside about how was their adoption. And that's always nice to do if you're filming. And you can do it on your phone. Like, you know, hey, you're adopting so-and-so, show the adoption photo and the little video you're making. How is it like coming out and adopting? And the more the public can be like, oh, they had a good experience, maybe I could go have a good experience too.
Cool.
Well, y'all from Utah.
Yes.
Yep.
Utah, Pennsylvania, and Texas.
We paid about 25 cents a pound.
Yeah.
So we're for 1,200 pound bales, so it's up to like $240 a bale.
We're paying almost $200 for a
this today's
1,200 pound.
This is $50 bale right
That's
there.
50. Can I just take it home? Carry it.
It's orchard grass and
Fresh out of the field. Yeah.
Smells good.
We try to keep them.
Yeah, they're
Up with it.
so our great hay supplier, but
Well, we had a little problem last year. It was tough because we did have a little drought last year.
Yeah.
But we got it done. We had to go to North Alabama and West Tennessee to get some good hay.
kept us. And that's one thing. Like when you have a good hay supplier, just stick with the hay supplier. Like there's some organizations they're like, oh, we'll go buy from this guy and that guy and this guy. Like we don't have to worry. Rick has got us covered.
I mean, they're good customers. You want to keep them. You know, we're going to go out of our way to go find the best hay we can find.
We appreciate it.
But we grow. I mean, we grow basically all of ours. You know, we have 500 acres that we do twice a year, and we cull the bad hay and sell it for a little bit cheaper to some cow people. But
yeah, so we go through this hay. I don't know. It seems like sometimes it's every week, but it's good hay. So. Well, thank you, Rick, and thanks for the hay. And just had to bring them all out here to see you and your hay.
I understand you're looking for something that you can go and ride.
Yeah, we did a parade, not far, so my club was all together. Let's do a trail ride.
Yeah.
So I took Mercy out. Mercy's a big 2,500 pound Belgian.
Yeah.
She rides like a dream until she starts to gallop and just boom, boom.
It's just rough. Oh yeah, that's pretty rough. So I was talking to you a little bit about Phoenix. We do have another horse here that is broke to ride. Her name is Mary. And I could show you her after we show you Phoenix, but Phoenix is right over here. Here he is.
Hey.
And he is a Tennessee walking horse, so he is gated.
That would be great. I won't get beat up. What's up, man? What's up, man? You're bigger than your picture, look.
Yeah, I think he's right around 15 hands somewhere in there. He does still need a little bit of weight. He's only 4 right now too, so he's coming up on it. We've done a lot of groundwork with him. Sending ground or lunging, working on lowering his head, moving his body off of pressure. So I'll let Lyric kind of explain what she's been doing once we get in the round pen there.
He's still young, so he does kind of have a baby brain, but he picks up on things super fast. He's one of the smartest horses out here. So we've just been working on getting him to move off of pressure properly. He's still a little weird about fly spray, but he doesn't do anything dangerous. He's just a little jumpy about it, kind of moves off of it, but he's picking it up pretty quick. We've gotten him saddled a couple times, and usually I only ride him for about 5 or 10 minutes, just because we don't want to stress him out too much with him needing some weight and him being young. But he's already picking up on how to move off of pressure. So he just needs somebody with some patience, and someone that's willing to work with him and give him some time to grow as a baby and get some weight back on him. He will need some sun protection. Did you want to do anything with him?
Not really. I just wanted a good horse I can bond with, and I know he's still growing, so I'll take him slow.
You want to see how he does with you?
You teaching him to keep distance, I see.
Yes. I like for them to respect my space. If I'm gonna give them respect, I expect respect as well.
He ain't doing the legs yet?
Yeah, so basically with him, since he's young, he's not the best about it, but he's pretty good. If you just kind of let him know what you're asking. If you want to step on this side, I'll show you kind of how I get him to do it. So I'll come down his leg, and as I'm lifting, I'll kind of push into his shoulder a little bit, get him to shift his weight. He's gonna think about it. We're gonna keep pushing. We're not gonna let off that pressure. And then he picks it right up. And he does pretty good about it.
As long as he's willing.
Yeah, I like to give that pressure just so that he knows I'm asking him to move that shoulder.
Gotcha.
Because he didn't seem to respond off of a lot of pressure when we first got him. So I've been working with him on moving his hips and his shoulders. And sometimes when you add the feet in, he's like, huh?
I got you.
I'll spend at least an hour with him, and we do a lot of groundwork, just stuff down here, because I feel like if your groundwork is solid, then it'll translate to the saddle, and he's been really good about that. So I work on pressure on the ground, and then I translate it to the saddle.
And you going over obstacles and stuff?
We haven't taken him over to the obstacle course yet, but he doesn't seem like one that would fret too much.
Yeah.
He really thinks through things. So as long as you give him time to think through it and break it down into steps, he picks up pretty quick.
Okay.
And that's something that you could do while you're waiting for him to put a little bit more weight on before you really start riding him too, is just work on him on the ground and even do a lot of desensitizing just to help prepare him for everything that you want to do. I'll get up on the fence with all the horses I'm working with so they have a chance to see me above them to kind of help prepare for the saddle and being up in the saddle. And he came around the quickest out of any horse I've ever seen here.
Really?
Yeah. So I want me to show you what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You gotta check everything out first though. So right about there. So then I can start working on rubbing my leg down him. Go ahead and sit on him off the fence. And I only did that with him once before I threw the saddle on and I had Lyric come and ride him.
Sometimes he does get just a little jumpy about things in his face. Not sure what his past is other than what we can kind of come up with, but seems like he hasn't had a lot of desensitization to the face.
I know on the phone we had talked a little bit about getting a trainer. So like if there's some things that you run into, if you could have the trainer lined up, and I think you said you had a buddy.
Yeah, so well, I don't work there, but I volunteer. My buddy, he owns a ranch, and we teach riding and trail riding. So he's actually a trainer.
Okay.
And we actually take people out everyday trail riding. I would look at the one you're talking about, Miri, but I mean, I think he's gonna be the one, but.
I got you. All right, we'll show you Miri real quick, and we'll get him tied up on the back wall, bring Miri around, and then we can go from there, okay?
Okay.
So with that injury that she did have back there, She is a little bit more reluctant to pick up her back feet. I've been working with her the past few days on it, and she has gotten a lot better, but that's something that will need to be kept up with her, is just making sure that she keeps that shoe on there. Like in maybe a couple years you can get a vet's opinion and see if that's something that she would need to continue, but.
Because you got the shoe on the right.
Yeah, she's got shoes on both right now, but you can kind of see this is the foot that had the injury, and they had cut that away right there.
I won a horse already, broke the ride.
Yeah.
But I can bring her along slowly.
Phoenix, And you got your buddy to help you out too?
Yeah.
So what are you thinking?
What's the level on this one?
I think we have her marked down as level 3, so she is like more advanced rider, but would probably come along pretty quickly with somebody like a trainer, more advanced rider helping her out.
I like this one, but I'm thinking Phoenix.
You're thinking Phoenix?
Yeah.
So you think you want to adopt Phoenix today?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me get Mary put up. We'll get Phoenix back over here. We'll take your adoption picture. And then we have a new thing. We just installed it last week, but that bell over there, when we're done taking the picture, you get to go over and ring the bell and then go fill out your paperwork, okay?
Okay.
All right. Nice. That'll work. She's trying to get your beads.
Awesome.
After you ring the bell and do the paperwork, I'll take that halter from you. I'll get them haltered. And you can just bring your truck and trailer over here and I'll get them loaded for you.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Mary was good. She's big and healthy.
Yeah, she really is. That's why I thought it'd be a good fit
You
for you
can always take 2. We're not going to be upset
Did you bring
about
a
that.
lead rope as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can take 2?
Yeah, why not?
Good.
He is adopting Phoenix and Mary.
So he's decided to take both the loudmouth Phoenix and Mary.
That is amazing. That's amazing.
Congratulations, you're now the proud owner of Phoenix and Mary.
And Mary,
We're
thank
so
you.
happy for you all.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Don't forget to move your photo. You get to move the
Super excited about this home for Phoenix. I think it's going to be a really good fit. Definitely going to miss him. He's been a really, really fun horse to work with, but so excited to see him go to his forever home and can't wait to hear some updates. We do a lot of the same things, but there's some things that we do differently too, and
I like it.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot.
Make sure that they bond and make sure that they like one another instead of being forceful, like they were talking about. It's really nice.
Yeah, I always see red flags when people are trying to force a horse to do anything it doesn't want to do. I mean, with realistic, expectations. Sometimes I need a little bit of motivation to do a few things, but.
So as soon as he gets the horses loaded up, we're gonna be stepping away from the adoption event stuff for a little while and doing another activity. So there will be more adoptions happening, but we have something else we need you to do, so. Awesome. Yeah.
So what do y'all think of the possibility of that many horses getting adopted with 2 more adoption appointments, even if we didn't have the limit?
I don't think that would happen.
31 horses. Wait, 30. There's 1 dog.
I would almost hope that wouldn't happen.
Horse Rescue Humane Society, this is Caitlin. How can I help you?
Hello, this is Austin with Tennessee Fire Department. Could I speak to Kelsey?
Kelsey, it's for you.
What is this? Hello?
Hello, this is Austin with the Tennessee Fire Department. We have a big wildfire kicking up near the Hidden Oaks community, and there's a lot of horses and other animals down here that we need to evacuate. Please get here as soon as you can. So you have 5 minutes. Go check the truck and trailer and see what you need and you don't need.
So what do you say?
We have a fire. We need to go check the truck and trailer to see what we need and don't need.
Okay, so there's a silver truck and trailer out in the parking lot.
Okay.
You got 5 minutes, make a list of what you need to pack and make sure they're ready to go.
Wait, I don't know, where's my phone at?
I have a phone.
Okay, good. I don't know where mine went.
5 minutes.
5 minutes and the count is now.
Silver truck and
No, wait, but I can't run.
Okay, a list of things that we need and don't need.
As many
We need
rope halters and lead ropes as we can. The saddle in the back. Probably don't need a saddle.
Is it gonna be in here? Okay, do we take the things out that we don't need? Because we don't need that. Or that. Microchips. We do need that. We do need Essential. Okay, well we need a lot more things than what's in here. So.
Yep. Okay. Notes.
Okay, we have 1 lead rope for how many horses?
Well, can we fit? We could probably fit 9.
12.
12. Halters. What else? Start naming stuff.
We need vet wrap. We need Sharpies
Sharpies.
to write our phone numbers on the horse's hooves.
Okay.
We
So
need
fire.
more of these.
Okay. Shavings.
Yes, we need hay.
3 bags of shavings.
Does it need to be how many of each we need?
So 1, 2, 3. Those are electrolytes.
No, it's Essential. It's calming paste.
Okay. Microchips.
I don't know what those are.
Microchips and Sharpies.
No.
Okay. What else would we need?
All right, guys, 1 minute left.
Running out of time. Halters, lead ropes.
Halters, lead
hay,
ropes. Probably
Buckets for
grab
water. Can you
another
get a
bale
hose?
of hay. Yep, I got hose.
Sharpie.
Yep.
We need fuel in the truck.
Get the trailer and go. So let's go get in the truck. See if there's keys in it.
You do need keys. You don't need this saddle.
Bucket. Got some treats. Dog food.
Take the dog food out.
Got some treats.
Well, maybe there's a dog. Leave the dog food.
Maybe there is a dog. I'm checking for keys.
We don't need the pooper scooper. Okay, we don't need the saddle, so get that out.
Should we go over what we need? We don't have keys, so we need keys. We need a bunch of halters and lead ropes.
Okay, it's a nice saddle. Don't put it on the ground.
Don't put it on the ground. It'll be fine right here.
I think we're doing this. I feel like we're doing this wrong.
And time's up. Time's up. Out of the truck. All right, let's go to the office and see what you got.
So were we supposed to do that based on 31 horses or no? Okay. You don't, well. Because I don't think Austin from the fire department told us how many there were.
No.
Okay, there was just horses.
There was horses.
Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, but we're here, man. We finally made it. Oh, so good to see you.
Good to be on the ground again. Good to see you.
Hello. You don't get a handshake, you get a hug. Hi. How you doing?
Hey guys. Oh, we're tired. It's like nap time.
Yeah. Oh, and you're the whole reason I came to Tennessee. Did you know that? Did you know that? You're the whole reason?
I'm tired.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a little bit. Yeah, that was okay. That was a little smile.
So we're right in the middle of doing an exercise with these organizations. You guys can just kind of watch, and tomorrow we'll be heading to the auction, so I'm sure you guys are going to need to get some rest tonight, but so glad you came and you made it safely.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Awesome. All right, well, we got to get back right in the middle of this, but feel free to hang out in the office if you want, and you can kind of see what they're doing.
In the air conditioning.
In the air conditioning.
How are you? We're good. How was the drive?
Long.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Did all the tires stay on the trailer? And you brought horses with you and they're all good? Yep, everybody came. Everybody's out eating something in there? Awesome. Well, we're so excited to have you here with us. And we get to pick your brain again.
Horse Plus Humane Society, this is Caitlin. How can I help you?
Hello, can I speak to Alora?
Alora?
Oh, Lord.
There's somebody on the phone for you.
Me?
Here you go.
You're so joking.
I'm not joking, I promise.
For you. Hello?
Hello, this is Austin with the District Attorney, and we are serving a warrant right now at 100 Summertown Trace Road. I'm not certain how many animals there are, but we are seizing every animal on the property, and I know that there are several horses there. We need you to get there right away.
Okay.
Okay, so have fun, talk to Jason. Good luck.
So what do you think?
Summertown Road, horses, pickup. How was I supposed to write that address down that quick? Let's go get the trailer.
Okay, so there's a silver truck and trailer out in the parking lot, hooked up. Need you to go make a list of what else needs to be in there for whatever you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And then I'll just make sure it's ready to go. You got 5 minutes.
Let's go.
Oh my.
We got this. All right, our normal
silver truck and trailer. 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes.
Go. Don't fall in the crack, please. You watch all the holes. Summertown Road is where our hotel's at, by the way. All right, so truck and trailer.
What's the address of our house? Because it might be the address.
225 something. Any leads? 2 leads.
Oh no, I don't remember how many horses we said. I think we said 5.
Super chill. We're gonna need more leads.
Yeah,
more halters.
How many horses they said? Maybe 5.
Maybe 5, that's what they said.
No, I think maybe 5, I don't remember. Shavings, lead ropes, med kit, hay, grain. Slow down, let me think. Also guard.
Okay, got it.
Lead ropes.
Leads, halters.
3 more? No, I have no idea how many horses they said, so I'm packing 10. Okay. I'd rather have extra than less. So there's 3 halters.
So total of, we'll just pull another 10. That's easy number count.
7 halters.
Okay.
9 leads.
Any?
There's a bale of hay. We're good with hay.
Okay.
Buckets. Is there buckets?
All right, just like Utah, I'm gonna give you 1 clue. You have the unknown amount of animals.
Unknown amount of animals. You don't know what animals you're grabbing, or are they horses?
Yeah, they were horses.
Okay, unknown. Do you need multiple trailers? You got the stock trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, how many horses?
Well, you can make more than 1 trip.
Not if they're running nonstop.
Well, I mean, then you take more than 1.
And you take 2 trailers.
Take 20 halters.
Okay, 20 halters, ulcer guard.
Bandages.
That wrap.
Yeah. I fill it as much as I can. I take a bucket full of halters. If you get them on the trailer, you leave it, you know what I mean? So if you have 5, you just close them in, take their halters off, use it for the next horse.
All right, guys, 1 minute.
No, you don't need wet.
Well, you can use your end of your line.
Right.
Okay.
Grain. I take a bucket for water. You don't know if they have water.
Did you turn the truck on and see if there's fuel?
I mean, you kind of get that when you're going down the road. What do you need for the horses? Huh? It's more like, what do you need for the horses?
I understand that, but if you don't have gas, you ain't going anywhere. You need keys.
I feel like I'm missing something.
You got a halter.
Med kit, halters, bandages.
That's typically our go-to.
Hay.
Time's up. Get out of the truck.
All right, so you can check out our adoption wall.
So off more empty.
We're gonna do a shelter transfer to Colorado Horse Rescue Network on some of them, so she's moved them over. So, yeah.
We didn't empty the wall though.
Yeah, we didn't empty the wall. We have 2 more appointments, 1 more appointment.
I think. One more after the one that's here.
And,
Horse Plus Humane Society, this is Caitlin. How can I help you?
Hello, can I speak to Lisa?
Lisa, it's for you.
Horse Plus Humane Society, this is Lisa Smith. How can I help you?
Hello, this is Austin with Tennessee Road Department. We have 3 horses on Highway 20 right where it crosses the trace. I need you to get here right now because these horses are a real hazard to the public and they're running everywhere.
Sounds good. We'll be right there.
Okay, have fun, good luck.
That one.
Come on, girl, I don't want to pick you up.
Not today.
Listen, chill, patting.
We don't really need a ball in there, but, huh? Where did we get the rest of the stuff?
That's good.
You want us to take out what we don't need? Yeah, oh, I see the halters. I was worried there was no halters.
Everything good?
Huh?
Everything good on your side?
Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3. Let's check the size. This is a standard size. They didn't say how big the horses were, but okay, we need 3 lead ropes. We got food. We got treats. No, I don't see anything in here either. So we need 2 lead ropes. This is quieting like gel, so we don't need microchips.
So everybody else got a hint. So your hint is you are unsure if they are halter broke or not.
Well, if they're not halter broke, I would try and bring some like panels, temporary panels, to get them into a smaller area and maybe funnel them into the trailer.
All right, 1 minute left.
Okay, here, I'll do this faster way.
Yeah, perfect. Look at you.
So we need 2 lead ropes. What else?
2 lead ropes, maybe a couple of cattle panels, like, you know how we have our trailer set up for with the cattle panels. Think of anything else? There's food, there's treats, and if we're out there all day, maybe just water for us. We're good.
And there's water. So everything, yeah, 2 lead ropes, 4 panels, and a lariat.
If you think you're done, walk back to the office. Okay. No, I think they should all know.
Maybe we could go into the treatment room in the vet hospital.
Yeah, wherever's cooler.
Because there'll be a little bit more space.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So Utah had the fire department call. So please tell us what you need and what you don't need.
All right, so our call was that there was a fire and that we needed to go help rescue horses, and we had 5 minutes. That was all we had. So looking at the trailer and the truck, I mean, it had some things that we needed, but we needed lead ropes, vet wrap, Sharpies, flags, fencing pliers, we need buckets for water, hoses, twine, fencing, panels, lunge lines, tape, and gloves.
There was a saddle, there was a push broom, there was like one of those big balls, medicine balls or whatever that you sit on. So we took that stuff out. We didn't need any of those things.
There was some dog food in the truck that we left in the truck.
Figured if there's dogs there.
Yeah, because there would be other animals. We could have put like kennels and dog leashes, but.
There's some horse treats in there as well.
And then we made a list after of what we wish we would have thought about for the initial list, so we weren't cheating. And on there was like pliers, gonna put a chainsaw.
Well, in case you need to cut a fence down.
And like bolt cutters in case there's any horses that you can't get into the pasture, but those 2 were after. So that's what we came up with.
We had an unlimited amount, an unknown amount of animals. So
they were running loose, so
yeah. So we got in and we saw halters, 1 lead rope. So we loaded some more halters and lead ropes. We could load horses with that and close them in. I always give ulcer guard to any of the horses that are going on the trailer. We did have some calming stuff, med box, buckets for water if we could get water. I didn't think about them, they're even being other animals because we are, horses. So I just thought about horses. Yeah, so just making sure there was buckets, lead ropes,
halters, med box with wraps, medicines, antibiotics, and more ulcer guard.
But also the grain feed and hay. The address that they gave us was the Summer Lane, which we knew was about 15 minutes from here. So 15, 20 minutes from here. So for us to be able to get them in, we just needed the basic essentials to get them home, to kind of calm them down and everything to get them in the trailer. We also then thought about, our hint was unlimited amount of animals. So then the thought was, do we need 2 trucks and trailers? Especially with horses, we're looking at the size of the trailer, how many horses or animals can we fit in here? Are we gonna end up with an entire barn full? We may need another rig, so just to prepare for that.
Texas, you had 3 horses running down the highway.
Yes, where to go? No.
So yes, our call was 3 horses that were running down Highway 20 and that were loose. So we checked the truck for 3 halters. We found those. We looked for 3 leads. We only found 1, so we need 2 of those. I didn't realize that was dog food in the back seat.
Me neither.
Because we have spherical shaped horse feed. So we thought we were good on that, but we had the snacks, the treats. I said a lariat just in case. I don't like to use them, but sometimes they can be a useful tool just as a scaring aid, to push a horse. I said the cattle panels for creating a funnel into the trailer if needed or creating a small space. There was Cinchil already on board, which is a great calming supplement, which is excellent. And then another thing is we have a to-go box for medicines, and it's like our auction box, like Horse Plus has. So we would take that. We also looked for the water in the back for us, so we wouldn't get dehydrated. And then what else was there?
It was just the panels, the 2 lead rooms that we initially needed, and
and then the things we didn't need, obviously, the saddle.
I didn't need.
We didn't need the yoga ball.
And didn't need the broom in the back.
We didn't need the broom.
Or the shavings.
We saw the shavings, but we didn't need to put them down if we didn't have to. So they were there. Just nice and simple.
Definitely, it's good you recognize you didn't need a horse jolly ball in the back of the trailer, right?
First day I rode out.
Now with the shavings is, think about this, right? So you're filming your law enforcement seizure, and is it nice to be loading horses into maybe a wet, slippery trailer, or just throw them shavings down, have them loading in a nice trailer, right?
The other hand is if you're going on a fire evacuation, do you want dry shavings?
Shavings are prohibited. If you are stopped by law enforcement and there are shavings in your trailer, they will turn you around. If you have to drive over a fire road, the shavings can catch fire. So
and your aluminum trailer will melt.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a big reason why we did this too is we did it random draws. My original idea was to do something that you wouldn't get normally, right? So fires and stuff like that. But the good reason why we're having this Q&A is just so you have the knowledge and stuff that you may not know about, especially with, her being,
And part of this whole program is it's a network, it's mentoring, and there's things that you had no clue about, the shavings. I've been in fire evacuations out in California, and there's flames on both sides of the road. And you're taking a 24-foot trailer down a road that you're I sure hope I can turn around. Flames can jump all over the place.
I'm Carrie's husband. We do an awful lot of fire stuff, fire evacuations, law enforcement. All of these things we do a lot. She'd made the point of getting somewhere and the horses won't load, the people are standing there with their headlights on, go over and tell them to turn their headlights off, and all of a sudden they load. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. One thing that you have to be able to do is say, will you go in the house or something to the owner of the horse, because the horses feel their panic. And a lot of times they'll sit there and fight them and fight them and fight them, and you say, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, sir, can you go grab me another halter or something just to get them out of there? And by the time they're back, they're in the trailer. And you have to be able to read that and let them know. Sometimes get the owners out of there and things go a lot smoother, because they do the horses, they read the owner's situation. That's who they know.
Who noticed that the safety chains were disconnected?
I noticed there weren't keys in the truck.
I did notice that there weren't keys in the truck.
Yeah, so the main thing that I've noticed is people panic. And no matter how experienced you are, you panic. Like I was telling Jason and Tawny last night, you have people that have been around horses their whole life. You get to the location and they're like, my 5 horses will not load in the trailer. I cannot figure out. It's midnight, your headlights are on. The horses are not gonna get in the trailer. I drive an hour and a half to get to your house to tell you to shut your headlights off. That's as simple as it is. And then the horses load right up. So it's just the common sense things where you just have to take a breath and take a step back and be like, okay, what am I missing? My trailer pops off that ball, I'm 40 minutes behind, right? You're taking out your tailgate, you're taking out everything. So safety chains, ball hookups, latch that door in the back, because I unhooked the chain in the back so the door would have just popped right open. Same with the the side door right there.
And then for the animal seizure case, like there was one case that we got called out on and you don't get a lot of notice. So it was like 10 in the morning, I got the call. We're seizing over 100 animals, we need you right now. We get there, we brought 93 animals back. There was horses, ponies, pigs, goats, sheep, parrots, geckos. Like when you're assisting law enforcement, it's pretty vital to be there in every capacity.
And take little crates with you.
Take little crates with you. The parrots, we ended up saying, look, we can take them, but they have to come with their cages as much as possible.
And there's even an eclectic parrot.
There's extremely valuable parrot. But within 74 hours, we were down to 20 animals because we spent a ton of time networking. People in the animal welfare community find out about seizures, it's in the news, they hear about it. That's the best time while they're like, this is a crisis situation. How many animals can you take at your facility? We're swamped. And get them networked out as fast as possible.
Like there's bird rescues, there's guinea pig rescues, there's turtle rescues,
Like
there's every
we
kind
had
of
people,
rescue.
I think they drove 8 hours to get the geese.
And they knew more about geese than we did.
Instead of being like, we can't take the geese. I'm like, we can put them in a stall. And build those networks. Like if you're out there and somebody's like, hey, I'm a guinea pig rescuer. Like, that's awesome. Can I keep your phone number? I might run into a bunch of guinea pigs. Like every person you meet can join your network and help you in some way and help the animals that you're caring for. What did you all think of the exercise?
Yeah, it was fun. And you were totally right. Like, I felt the panic. I was like, oh my gosh.
I literally looked at her and I was like, stop. And I need you to think, you've been doing this for years. I need you to think, what do we take the auction?
Yeah.
What is our normal auction thing? And then we're gonna add from there. She said a number of animals. Are we dealing with horses? Do we have cows? Do we have dogs? What are we looking at?
That's where in rescue, things are not black and white. There's so many gray scenarios and it has to be what is that animal? I mean, they're just like people. They have different personalities. They have all different situations.
So another thing we learned early on is always keep your vehicle at half a tank or more.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, I was like,
well, it's too late when you get the phone call.
It's too late when you get the phone call.
Yeah, but still, at least I know I'm like,
it was a good thing to think on.
Because it doesn't cost any more to fill it up when it's a half than, for the gallons pump. So let's keep it above half. If you have to drive farther than that, law enforcement's gonna understand if you have to get, stop and get gas or whatever. But if they're standing there waiting for you, twiddling their thumbs, they don't wanna see you on social media at a gas station, buying snacks, You're like, really?
So we recently rescued some thoroughbreds from New Holland, and we were just talking about the situation, and she was telling me about her other rescues and what goes on in New Holland. And I had put out there that, if you need help, you can call. Like we have experience with cows and other animals. And she had made it clear to how desperate they need help with transportation for dogs and cats and farm animals and stuff. So I think that was really interesting because I want to be able to help that community so much. And it's interesting that what we just did was so much what happens in our community. And that was a really good experience. So for the future, whenever I do get that phone call, we can be ready for when she calls.
Another easy thing, like when you guys get extra tack and stuff, just throw it into a tote and then label it. and then you're like, okay, I know what's in here. And so when you are in that panic, you can be like, okay, here's the emergency stuff, extra Banamine, all the stuff that you're gonna need. Then you just throw the totes in the truck, and then that saves your 5 minutes.
I think it was a really fun exercise. Watching different people and the different scenarios you had thrown at you, it's always a little bit of a panic, and you got cameras in your face, and it's like, but y'all did a really, really good job. And I want to let you know that we're giving each organization $1,000 for tomorrow's auction rescue. So you will each have a $1,000 budget, and we want you to keep that $1,000 budget within your organization to spend at the auction tomorrow to save as many horses as you can. That is your,
Can they chip in more if they want?
You can chip in more, but we will be taking 1 trailer. On the horses that we rescue and we bring back, we want you to be hands-on doing the intake on those horses. So, getting them in the chute, giving them their dewormer, hands-on intake process. So really excited about the auction tomorrow. I know y'all are exhausted. We've had a very busy first day of boot camp, and I want you all to go home, back to the Airbnb, get some good rest, and we'll be back here tomorrow. And we won't be coming back. We'll be going to the auction. We'll be staying there, and then we'll be coming back on Wednesday. So it's going to be busy, and we're going to save as many horses as we can. Today's been a great first day of boot camp. We had a lot of adoptions. We had a lot of different exercises with these organizations. They're such great organizations. Choosing is going to be so hard, but we do have the help of the previous winners of Horse Rescue Heroes to help us make this decision, because all these organizations are just great and fantastic, and it's such an honor to be working with so many amazing people who are so dedicated to helping horses.
We're day 2 of boot camp. And what is today?
Auction day.
All right, so we need 1 volunteer. All right, cool. They got it first. All right, second volunteer. All right, they got it second. All right. So, you want to explain what we're doing?
We're doing something a little different, which every season of Horse Rescue Heroes is a little different. So this is something you can easily encounter in the real world.
And we've encountered it a lot, actually.
So I'm sure you're curious on what it is. But I think I'm going to let Jason explain it.
All right, cool.
Because I think he can do it really good.
Okay, so we're going to split you up at the auction as far away from each other as you can. Because this is simulating, you go to an auction, there's another rescue there, you don't know them, you can't communicate with them, but you also don't want to bid against them.
A lot of times when you're going to an auction, the rescue world can be a hostile environment with other organizations. And I've been at auctions and I find out there's another rescue there. I'm like, hey, try to be friendly, try to introduce yourself. They're cold, they have a preconceived idea about your organization, or they don't want to be bothered, or they're going to be bidding on all the horses.
Or they're just going to kill them if they win the
bid. Or they're just going to get them and euthanize them. I mean, sometimes you go to an auction, and if there's 100 horses that desperately need euthanasia at that auction, then that's what needs to happen for those 100 horses. If there's 100 horses that are healthy and adoptable, then that's what needs to happen to those horses. And you can't make that decision until a veterinarian is able to work with you and determine what's best for each and every horse as an individual. At auctions, organizations can have a preconceived idea about you, but the last thing I want to do is bid against a legitimate organization. The enemy is the kill buyers and the horse traders that are just in this slaughter pipeline and keeping it going and fueling it. We need to, as rescuers, try to work together. And sometimes you're put in a position where trying to work together is literally just keeping an eye on the organization. As soon as the horse comes in the ring, does it look like they're going to bid?
All right, so why did I ask for volunteers? It's pretty simple. So we have Cindy with Ponytail. She was season 1 winner. She's extremely experienced at auctions. She's going to be here. You guys could pick her if you want. There's also Carrie with Colorado Horse Rescue Network. She's extremely experienced at auctions. And then you have Tawny and I, and I guess we have some experience too. So it's up to you guys. Who would you
Since
like to sit with you?
You
during the auction?
volunteered first, so who are you gonna pick?
We wish everybody had the opportunity to work with each of you, but we choose you guys.
The organization that we're going to choose is Carrie.
Ponytails is an amazing organization.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
The mission is tonight that we're gonna go in and rescue hopefully 6 horses. They're gonna know who we are right off the bat, right off the get-go. The biggest thing we can do is always be professional. No matter what you see, you internalize it. We can have a breakout session later and discuss what we see, because when you go into auctions, for us, we see things that are unbelievable, because in our world that is unbelievable that these things happen. In their world, it's common.
Super excited, you know, we're going to auction, we're gonna save lives. And that's what rescue work is about, is saving lives, giving them the absolutely best chance for a positive future. So looking forward to going to auction with y'all.
So are we. Yeah. We're going to be going over what we take to auction with you all and kind of why we take this stuff to auction. And you don't want to take too much stuff to auction with you, so you try to need to keep it the minimum. So we're going to go over what we take now. So we take Cinchill. Cinchill is a great product. They actually donate a ton of their product to us, which is really awesome. We put in our adoption packets. It really does help the horses relax. So we take electrolytes. Most of these horses that are coming in, if they've been bouncing from auction to auction, they're not going to be drinking. Sometimes they have no option of drinking. This is Buteless. Works really, really well as a painkiller. So any signs of pain, we do the Buteless. Rescue wipes. You see us spraying a lot of rescue on our boots and everything. This is a disinfectant. We're going to be touching a lot of horses with unknown situations. We want to be able to get all cleaned up and disinfected. This is a penetrating captive bolt gun. There's different types of bolt guns. One is a basically a stunning. It's non-penetrating. It's just a thump on their head that knocks them out. And they use that in the slaughterhouses. You want a penetrating captive bolt gun because it's basically just like a gun with a rod that goes into their brain and destroys everything, and then it retracts. So that's where the confusion comes in. People are like, oh, bolt gun, that's terrible. Yes, the ones that just stun are terrible, but there are different types, and you can put a horse down humanely. Some of these places, like I've been at the auction, I've called and called and called, there's no vets available. And you don't want to prolong suffering with a horse that has a shattered leg or something. Anyone know what this is? Or why we would be taking it? So we probably won't see very many dehydrated horses, but I want to make sure we brought this so we could show you, like in the summertime when it's really, really hot and you have horses that haven't been drinking, this is the fastest way of getting fluids into them. These are different sizes of halters, so we have mini, standard, and draft. So that way it makes it easier when you're digging through, and they're all purple because that's our auction color. That way when we know, like, ooh, these were at the auction, don't handle them, don't just pick them all up and get it all over your clothes. These need to be disinfected. In this box, we've got vet wrap, just a little bit of everything that we might need. There's more electrolytes in there. The next one down, we have needles, syringes, anything that we might need on more of a medical side. You have to make sure your auction box, your auction gear fits your organization. So just because this is how we do it here, doesn't mean that's exactly how you should do it. This just works for us. All right, so we need to hit the road, and it's about a 2.5 hour drive, so. We're getting ready to head to the auction. You have your different groups to be in, and from the time we get to the auction, we're going to be in our groups. We're not going to be all mingling together. We don't want to be walking through the auction in a group of all these large people and we're all chatting and everything together. We want to keep it low-keyed. We don't want to be like loud and boisterous. and you stay with your organizations and your mentors. And we're also wanting to make sure that we're not out there just taking photos everywhere. We're being respectful of everyone. And if you see something really hard, you know, we see really emaciated horses at this auction a lot. We just kind of need to internalize it. We do have the chat group where we can message and still all talk to each other. But once we get our feet on the ground, we're not going to be in a large group. We're going to be splitting off. Our rescue teams tonight are Bonded by Strength Equine Rescue in Pennsylvania, and Jason is with them.
Woohoo! Yeah!
The second group is Hooker Ranch Equine Refuge, and they are with Colorado, but today is Carrie's 1-year anniversary of cancer surviving. So Pete is gonna swift her away at the auction, so we won't see her. She's gonna go have some fun with her husband and go do some fun activity. And our last team is Lazy Bee Equine Rescue and Sanctuary with ponytails. And we're really excited about that. Let's head to the auction. We'll get our feet on the ground and we'll go save some horses tonight. Pete and Carrie just headed off. They're actually not going to be going to the auction with us. Today is Carrie's 1-year anniversary of surviving cancer, so they're going to go have a little fun together and meet us up later.
What in the world? Something's not right.